my name is Fiona Wood, and this is my Business Strategy Game Final Presentation. This will be based in Industry 6, Team Letter H, Bold Strides. Bold strides. Boldly stride into the future. Company H's strategy was that of a focused differentiator, offering high-quality and unique athletic shoes with a futuristic look for a very competitive market. The initial strategic intent was to create a loyal niche by targeting a small group of consumers with unique offerings and a limited number of models. By appealing to a smaller customer base, this facilitated creating shoes of a higher quality than competitors. With a limited number of shoes being produced in comparison to many competitors, leading to a strategy of focusing production only in North America and Asia, utilizing enhanced styling features and total quality Six Sigma program. This type of strategy narrows a company's market share, but in return allows for a company to charge a higher price than its competitors. Bold Stride's long-term goals also wish to uphold corporate social responsibility and maintain a high image rating, along with contributing funds to corporate social responsibility and citizenship initiatives. Strategic vision over time. Bold Strides consistently maintained a high SQ rating starting at a 8.0 rating of the produced product and consistently staying at or above 9.0 for the entirety of the game after year 11. With the initial focus being solely on the wholesale market, Company H shifted its strategy after year 11 and utilized private label markets at a greater rate throughout the duration of the game, especially through years 14 and 17. Corporate social responsibility faltered along with strategy execution as image rating was below the desired target of 80+ consistently. A personal strategy to increase value both in stocks and customer image of quality by repurchasing stocks was successfully maintained throughout the simulation. In terms of the disadvantages of the strategy, the limited demand available within a niche can cause numerous problems, and proper execution of the stratagem can be challenging. The pitfalls of a differentiation strategy include changing the strategy too drastically, not refining the message, and failing to create a simple and captivating brand. Year 11, North American segment. I will be focusing on the North American segment for year 11, but mentioning other regions and the company's performance as a whole throughout this year. In year 11, Company H had an SQ rating of 8.0, with a model availability of 54. The initial price point was set at $54.50 with no free shipment and a delivery time of 3 weeks, which was average amongst competitors. The number of shoes sold specifically for the North American wholesale segment was 2,200, which earned Bold Strides a market share of 12.8%. This made us the fourth largest market share in North America for year 11, with companies A, E, and F surpassing us. The Internet segment of North America had similar results of a 12.7% market share. Other market shares for Bold Stride in year 11 varied from 10.3% to 12.8%, which in turn earned a EPS score, an earnings per share score of $2.91, and an A credit rating, along with the highest return on equity rating for this company of 24.4%, along with a stock price of $48.71 and an investor expectation score of 111 in year 11. Although Company H came in 4th place in year 11, it was a strong start for this niche, direct-focused company. If I were to have done things differently, I likely would have increased model availability to around 100 and then reduced it back to 50 if needed, but to gain a even greater market share initially. And I would have considered raising our prices slightly. An important thing to note about the competition here in wholesale segment North America for year 11 is that Company G also took a focused differentiator route in this year, doing even higher quality than we did. And many companies took a approach that took around a 5.1 to 5.8 star rating, SQ rating, with the exceptions being Company F, G, and our Company H. Year 17, North American segment. Industry overview. Before speaking of our final year's results, it is important to note the industry overview for the year. Global demand was still growing, but at a slower rate compared to prior years, with projected growth expected to be 5 to 7%. This was a very fierce market throughout the entire simulation, with supply always being greater than that of the projected demand. For year 17, Bold Strides did have some advantage due to lower superior material usage from other companies, making our materials cheaper by 3.1%. In year 17, with again a focus in the North American region, Bold Strides had a model availability of 50, with the SQ rating increasing to that of 9.6 SQ. Advertisement costs were $10,000, with the wholesale market price being $73. Sadly, market share was only 4.8%, with free shipping offered and a delivery time of 2 weeks, but demand was only 1,007 pairs of shoes demanded. The EPS increased to $3.06, but the return on equity decreased to 12.4%. Our credit rating dropped slightly to an A- credit rating and a stock price of $19.31, a dramatic decrease from year 11 or even the prior year 16. The company encountered many difficulties with its market share and production issues in its final years due to insufficient production equipment being purchased over the years and production equipment depreciating, along with acquiring celebrity endorsements after most competitors and only taking effects in years 15 through 17. Analyzing year 17 results with our competitors in mind, we had a less spending on brand advertising than competitors, with the advertisements typically ranging around the 30,000 range to 20,000 range, typically. Company F had a different strategy based for North America in comparison to other regions, opting to have less model lines. Typically, Company F goes for a broad differentiation strategy, such as A or D or C in this circumstance. Despite our low market share, we actually had we lost pairs due to not producing enough supply for the demand. Our wholesale price of $73 was the highest amongst our competitors, and we actually lost pairs demanded because we did not produce enough for demand. We lost 68 due to insufficient supplies. And our private label segment had a market share of 20.5%. Competitors B, E, and G all had very low SQ ratings of 2.1, 2.7, and 1.4. Two of them went for low-cost provider strategies, with the pricing being the lowest that it could possibly go. Companies G and E went for low-cost provider strategies, having lower costs than other competitors for their shoes. Although Company B priced their shoes at a price almost identical to ours despite having a low SQ rating. Bold Strides net revenue. Bold Strides net revenue in year 11 was $477,980, increasing to $500,967, and dramatically decreasing in year 13 at $394,742. It continued to decrease in year 14 at $377,054. It managed to drastically increase at year 15 whenever we got celebrity endorsements at $457,721. Year 16, it decreased somewhat to $403,751. And year 17, it increased slightly at $414,000. Net revenue wholesale. For the net revenue, the wholesale market was approximately at least 70 to 75% of the total net revenues, typically, with private sales increasing importance in later years for the company, with the most profit being made during year 15 for the private label segments, and the most profit for the internet segment being that of year 17, and the most profitable wholesale market was during year 11. Bold Stride's earning per share. Bold Stride's earning per share, like every company, started at $2. In year 11, Bold Stride's earning per in year 11, Bold Stride's earning per share increased to $2.91. It continued to increase in year 12 to $3.16, and then drastically decreased in year 13 to $1.18. It was able to rebound somewhat in year 14, increasing to $2.69, and increased to $4.12 in year 15. Part of the reason for this increase is due to having to retire the North American production facility. In year 16, the earning per share decreased slightly to $3.90, and in year 17, the earning per share decreased to $3.06. The earnings per share is the net income divided by the number of share of stocks issued to shareholders. To increase the earnings per share, you need to either increase the net income or repurchase shares of stock. We attempted to increase our earnings per share by repurchasing shares of stock. Part of the reason year 15 was so profitable for earnings per share was issuing out a dividends of $2 per share that year. A stock price is the perceived value of a company and what a stockholder is willing to pay for a share of the company. For Bold Strides, the stock price was $48.71 in year 11, $60.25 in year 12, decreasing to $25.14 in year 13, continuing to decrease in year 14 to $17.79, increasing to its highest value in year 15 to $74.52, decreasing to $40.98, and decreasing again to $19.31 in year 17. And the stock price is a representation of how well the company is achieving expectations. Competitors. Company F focus. Bold Strides faced against 7 competitors in this highly competitive game, but the company that I consider to be our main competitor was Company F Focus. The company utilized a different strategy than Company H, but often had similar pricing and a similar focus in the North American region with fewer models than it usually produced in other regions. As noted, we had similar pricing strategies until year 16 and 17 for North America, where Company Focus lowered pricing to a notable degree. As you can tell, Company F's prices and SQ ratings remained relatively stable throughout the course of the years of the simulation, while ours, as in Company H, was on a slight incline. Competitor analysis. Company F utilized a broad differentiation strategy, akin to our strategy valuing quality but expanding model availability and production to have a large market share, unlike a focused differentiation strategy. Focus consistently maintained an SQ rating of 8.0 for every region and year, increasing model availability over the years with the only exception being North America in year 17. The lowest model availability for the company was 249 models, initially with model availability being around the 400 plus range. Focus's prices at numerous points throughout the simulation were higher than our company's pricing, which was already a premium, and their strategy consumed part of our target market due to its quality, celebrity endorsement, advertising, and a far greater market share with around 400 plus model availability. They were very aggressive with celebrity endorsements, obtaining celebrity appeal as soon as possible in year 11. Focus also had more than double our production equipment by year 17. Company F was a superior competitor compared to our Company H, Bold Strides. For a strategy to compete against them, the best moves would have been made in the early stages. What I would recommend to compete against their strategy is to increase celebrity endorsement values as soon as possible. They are an absolute necessity in this game, especially for a differentiation strategy, both broad and focused. We also need to increase advertisements. Both company focus and ours reduce advertisements and other costs due to poor year 13 results, using years 14 and 15 to financially recover and bounce back. Other methods to compete is to increase our social corporate responsibility, which would improve our image rating. Bold Stride should also increase production equipment and the product generated in Asia. To properly compete, we need to maintain supply chain efficiency or further improve it, as cost per SQ rating was very low, as were production costs and rejects. However, we were at a disadvantage due to having a lower net income due to producing fewer models. Typically, in our prior years, we produced slightly under 10,000 models for wholesale. Due to equipment redundancy, or degradation in this case. Lessons learned. The lessons that I learned for this company specifically with a focused differentiation strategy is that we should utilize corporate celebrities for this strategy as soon as possible. We needed an emphasis on advertisements, and we also needed to not shift our strategic ideals of corporate social responsibility during challenging times for the business. As it is in the real world, that can often hurt your stocks and image rating and hurt you in the long run when trying to save money. I would have also utilized dividends more early on in the game and not been afraid to take out more loans and take more risks. I believe we absolutely needed to purchase more production equipment and maintain our equipment throughout the years, potentially expanding into Latin America if necessary, but that truly depended on how much our demand and market share expanded, thanks in part to corporate celebrities and advertisement. Early moves are absolutely the most important for this game. Just as in the real world, your strategic vision sets your goalposts and your decisions for the future. Don't be afraid to take more risks. Company H Bold Strides, despite its name, ironically, took some somewhat safe and non-risky moves, which made it profitable, but not a top contender. It is also possible that we may have needed to expand our model availability slightly to increase our market share, but only doing so in a small amount, preferably around the 100 model range. That way we still are not a broad differentiator, but expanding our model availability slightly. Final thoughts. Competitors that beat us were either broad differentiators or they were low-cost provider strategies, providing a low overall cost than rivals, and also utilizing a low-quality SQ score. However, they still gained a large market share thanks in part to their advertisements and their lower costs than competitors. Company A and F performed very well with their broad differentiation strategies, with Company F utilizing a somewhat different tactic for North America. These companies performed and executed their strategies very well in a highly competitive market. Thank you so much for watching. This was Fiona Wood's final presentation for the business strategy game. Bye!